So Dorothy kissed her friends goodbye, held Toto tight in her arms, clicked her heels 3 times before she could count to 10. She was back on the farm in Kansas, and Uncle Henry and Aunt Em were running from their new house, which they had built when Dorothy was in Oz, to welcome her. Toto barked and wagged his tail, and Dorothy cried for happiness. Her new friend, her new friends had been wonderful, but oh, it was good to be home again. Oh, hello! I didn't know we were on. Just reading this cool Wizard of Oz book that I got from Mr. and Mrs. Diaz. That was a nice surprise and gesture. And I thought I'd bring it out because, as most of you know, the new movie Wicked was released today in most major movie theaters. So I thought this would be as good of time as any to show off my new Wizard of Oz piece. So sit back and enjoy as we go to the land of Oz. Although, other words, Frame, Minnesota. And I almost forgot to say, and it's coming up, right? I'll get you, my pretty, and your little doggy, too.
Toto? I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Something tells me I'm not in Kansas anymore, and that's because I'm at Frame, Minnesota in Eagan to pick up my autographed Wizard of Oz poster. Let's see how it turned out.
For the flowers, they're actually made out of plastic soda bottles. So just 2-liter plastic bottles we bought at the grocery store, poured out the soda, cleaned them, and then we cut those into circles and then into patterns with 4 lobes coming off of them, and then they were heated on the edges to make them curl up. And then you layer 2 of those on top of each other, glue them down, and then paint the back side, just the back, because we still wanted the shiny fakeness of the flowers to come through, similar to what you see in the beginning when Judy Garland steps into Technicolor. Everything looks very saturated and plasticky. And so we painted the yellow and the pink flowers. The blue flowers are actually lids for disposable tinfoil
like cake pans from
Yeah.
the dollar store.
Yeah, so
Oh my gosh.
dollar store cake pans.
And that's what the green vines too, right?
Yeah, those are also the green vines.
Oh,
So the vines were just strips, and then you just heat them and let them curl on their own, and then
crazy.
arrange everything individually and glue it down.
And you got that information from YouTube videos? Or did you just freestyle those on your own?
Well, I've seen tutorials on Pinterest when I scroll
Oh,
through,
okay.
and it popped into my head as I think we can make those. And if you just look up like plastic flower DIY, then
So the red and yellow flowers are plastic 2-liter bottles?
plastic 2-liter bottles,
Wow.
and the blue and green are plastic lids for disposable cake pans.
Wow, crazy.
And then the bottom piece, the artwork at the bottom is Munchkinville. And we took a picture.
Mhm.
We took a picture off the internet as inspiration, and we cut the shape on our computerized
Right.
man cutter, our Wizard 9000Z, and then basically the front of it's all hand drawn.
Oh gosh.
Hand drawn with colored pencils and stuff. And I would tell you that I started it and Serena finished it.
Yeah, so Tammy,
She did most of the work on that.
She traced everything. And then after that, I went in and shaded everything. And to make the colors more vibrant, we used watercolor pencils. So,
My goodness.
The
Jeez.
yellow brick and red brick road and the water and the flower that Glenda and Judy Garland go under, those are all enhanced with water. and the rest of the buildings are not. So we wanted the front to pop out and then sort of recede back a little.
So what people have to understand is I brought Tammy here at Frame, Minnesota and her team just basically a Wizard of Oz poster. That's all it was. But because I had the Munchkin signatures on there, we definitely wanted to make it Munchkin land, geared towards the Munchkins, and then Tammy and her team, they just came up with these brilliant ideas about how to do that, which was just explained. So it's crazy. It's so cool. I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss of words. It's wonderful. Did you have anything more to say, or is that essentially?
I really had fun with this one. You know, we had a good time with this one because we just sat one day and brainstormed ideas and looked at scenes from the movie and bounced. You know, it's kind of fun when we all play ideas off of each other. Yeah. And really, Luke and Serena and I did most of the ideas and coming up with the different things. Luke was on leave at that point, or Ryan was on leave, I believe, when we were working on most of this.
I mean, I got paid to cut plastic and melt it and color. So
I don't know what OSHA would think about the Bic lighter and the melting plastic, but
You used a big lighter to melt the plastic?
yeah, I still have feeling in some of my fingertips.
Oh my goodness, it got pretty hot, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I suppose if you don't have a torch, why not use a big lighter?
well, the torch was going to be probably too much, and I think
Oh,
we
sure.
tried a few. You've tried a few other things, didn't you?
I tried a few different types of plastic because the key to make them look like a flower is they have to be thin enough of a material that it can curl. So I tried using other types of plastic, like organizational tote bins that were that pink color, but they just wouldn't curl. They just sort of became stringy. So we had to scrap that idea. And then the plastic doesn't get too hot, so for the vines, most of the time, I would light it quickly, and then I'd just sort of move it with my fingers. I'd like stretch it or force it down in a certain way.
That is so creative. It's great. So who picked out the frame and all that?
Gosh, I don't know.
The
Didn't we
matting.
pick that out together, you and I? You
Yeah.
and I picked up. I mean, I picked up the matting because I knew we were going to do some crazy stuff with it, so I wanted the matting to not be neutral, or to be pretty neutral. 'Cause
Right.
I knew if, you know, it's just a nice mottled mat with a few different colors and it kind of off-white.
Exactly.
And I recommended that because of the background color of the Wizard of Oz poster. And I knew we were going to do something crazy at the bottom.
Yes.
But, you know, you and I have worked together on a number of things, and you pretty much gave me complete carte blanche to do
Right.
whatever craziness we could come up with. And I wasn't really sure.
Well, you guys really brought it to life because if you look, you know, even if you take screenshots from the movie, it's really kind of dark and drab, I guess. It's not like you're watching the movie where it's like Technicolor and it's really bright. For some reason, if you look, it's hard to find good, clear pictures because, well, for one thing, this film was made in 1939. So then it's not like they had like real good photography probably of the set. So basically you're just taking like screenshots from the film that's on the internet anyway. So yeah, you guys did a great job of really, you know, bringing out the colors. And then like you said, I like that background. It just seems like it's real classy. You know, it's like, it's not too busy, but again, then the flowers just pop on it, so.
And you know, the same thing, we picked that silver frame because it was simple and because it had a little bit of depth, because those flowers are, and we actually had to change some of the flowers to make them fit the frame.
I don't know if you can catch the
Like
color on the
3/8.
side, but the
Yeah.
color actually bounces off. Green, yellow, the reflection. And this is museum glass,
Yep.
so it's like you can't even see it on there, really.
Yeah, it's really nice. It was fun.
Great. Oh, well, did you have anything else to say?
Well, you might get a kick out of the fact that to make those plastic flowers not touch the glass, some of them I had to go in with toenail clippers, cut them down.
Talk about
I think they're fingernail clippers.
I didn't want to
Fine,
cut them
yeah.
down flat, so.
And then, she made the inside of the flowers, the little metal parts, that's just some wire.
Yeah.
Little
so
like the stamens and the little black parts you see inside the flowers.
the
She
pink
kind of
and
made
yellow
all
have
those. A lot of wire. But yeah, a couple of them were a little too big, so she had to clip them down and make them a little smaller, and so they would fit. Isn't that crazy?
It's the epitome of custom, I tell you that.
Yeah.
There's no formula, there's nothing, there's no playbook. I mean, this is what you guys, it's just creativity in action. Really, it is.
It's goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Frame Minnesota. Really appreciate it. And can't wait to bring in the next piece for you guys. Until then.
See you later.
See you later.
A la vista.
Good collecting.
Before we get into the bonus content, please allow me to take one more opportunity to shout out the fine people at Frame, Minnesota in Eagan, and specifically a special shout out once again goes to Serena, who had the brilliant idea of melting 2-liter bottles to make those amazing flowers. And let me direct you to the notation where it says, Bob, well, I was not the first original owner of this poster. Therefore, the inscriptions were actually already on the poster with the autograph. And it worked out because as a Robert, I can also go by Bob, Bobby, Rob, Robbie, etc. So it all worked out. So let's throw it over to Mrs. CC and she'll describe the autographs.
Mickey Carroll, who was born July 8, 1919 and passed away May 7, 2009, was an American actor who worked in radio and film and was one of the last surviving Oz cast members. Carroll was cast as Munchkinland's town crier. His costume consisted of a purple cloak with a yellow flower sticking out of his striped vest. He also marched as a Munchkin soldier and as one of the candy-striped fiddlers who escorted Dorothy down the yellow brick road towards the Emerald City.
You're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. You find he is a wizard of Wiz, if ever a Wiz there was. If ever a Wiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. You're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Along with this beautiful autograph, Mr. Carroll inscribed, "Follow the Yellow Brick Road." Carl Slover, born September 21st, 1918, and passed away November 15th, 2011, played the parts of 4 Munchkins in the movie. The first trumpeter, a soldier, one of the sleepyheads, and one among those who sang "Follow the Yellow Brick Road." Along with his beautiful autograph, Mr. Slover inscribed, "First Trumpeter." Finally, Jerry Marin, born January 24th, 1920, and died May 24th, 2018, played a Munchkin member of the Lollipop Guild. He played the green-garbed member of the Lollipop Guild, handing a lollipop to Dorothy Gale. He became the last surviving adult Munchkin and was also the last surviving cast member with a specifically identifiable speaking or singing role.
We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, and in the name of the Lollipop Guild, we wish to welcome you to Munchkin Land.
Along with his beautiful autograph, he inscribed "Lollipop Kid."
As much as I'm tickled to have received autographs from 3 of the original Munchkins from the 1939 Wizard of Oz film, it's also my ultimate goal to acquire autographs from Judy Garland, who of course played Dorothy, Frank Morgan, who played the wizard, Ray Bolger, who played the Scarecrow, Burt Lauer, who played the Cowardly Lion, and lastly, Jack Haley, who played the Tin Man. However, these autographs are pretty darn expensive, so it might take a little time. But in the meantime, I'll enjoy these fabulous autographs by these legendary actors who played Munchkins. And also, my family is really excited to go to the opening of the movie Wicked, as a few years ago, our family went to a original Broadway version of Wicked, which turned out to probably be my favorite theater play that I've actually seen in person. So excited to capture the magic that is Wizard of Oz once again. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and I would love to hear any comments that you may have. And lastly, if you're not subscribed, I would appreciate if you would consider doing so, as this is a part of a series of my Wizard of Oz collection that I really enjoy sharing, and I really would want to share more of my collection in the future. Until then, good collecting!